The announcement that Donald Trump had won the election came as a surprise to many after earlier polls had indicated a good lead for Democrat Hillary Clinton. The rigorous campaign was also one of the most televised in the history of the United States. Professor Eric Freedman of Michigan State University believes that Trump won simply because he adopted a unique campaign strategy of attacking his opponent.
The campaign strategy of Donald Trump and his allies was attack, 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 make it a personal. The Clinton campaign, I think, made a mistake by responding with personal attacks, personal attacks, personal attacks, when I think that the Clinton policies were a stronger argument to the voters.
Professor Freedman, who is visiting in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, also believes the media played an integral part in the rise of Donald Trump even way before he publicly showed interest in running for president. Trump has never held any public office.
The media role began long before the election because the media coverage of Donald Trump when he was a billionaire in New York was very laudatory. He was a celebrity. He'd be on talk shows. He was not an announced candidate. He was on The Apprentice, his reality TV show.
Freedman, who is a Pulitzer Prize-winning political reporter for the Detroit News, stresses that during the campaign, media also played to Trump's advantage by focusing mainly on his rhetoric.
The media fell for his bait, and I think did a disservice to the public. But that's where the conflict was, and media likes covering conflict, and elections are about conflict. He notched it up so that major news organizations, they might write about or broadcast about the issues, but that's not what most members of the public saw. They saw the fights, they saw the screaming, they saw the yelling on both sides.
The professor says Americans should be worried about their future since Trump during his campaign did not outline any important policy recommendations.
I think his concern that he will be fast on the trigger and turn to military responses, which means American troops, American air forces getting involved even more than they are now. I think there's concern about his not understanding the role of the United States in a global economy, and that trade is global, that economic development is global. In the long term, we've had some terrible presidents. We've had difficult times. The nation will survive. President Obama said the sun will rise in the morning, and it's not the end of the world, I hope, but I'm not feeling comfortable with him in charge of the military and our Supreme Court and having a Republican majority in the Congress, which will not act as a checks and balance.
Kenyans in Nairobi also have their views on the new president-elect.
Donald Trump appealed to my you know, he comes across as quite an exciting character, and I think people just did not give him time to understand him.
Trump has presented a number of, negative, he has that bad blood with the Kenyans, right? Because he says he will deport them. The next thing he says he doesn't want this and that.
Many of the Kenyans this morning were glued onto the television sets, eagerly waiting for the results of the U.S. presidential election. And although Donald Trump, who is a Republican, has emerged the winner, the Kenyans have had a bond with the former president, Barack Hussein Obama, who's originally from Kenya. Suhail, Mugabi, NTV, Nairobi, Kenya.